Dominic Keating. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Yes, you are. Well, you're listening to transmissions from the NX 7062. Like I said, I'm hoping that I can get Dominic to recut that for me so that in Vegas, so that it'll say transmissions from the NX 7062. And I know you guys got to bear with me. I don't know what it was. YouTube, I set this up and YouTube did not feel like giving me a preview link, giving me a show link after I set the whole thing up. So what is it not doing? Does not like what I'm trying to do with Twitter for some reason. All right. I hope somebody out there in YouTube land, like you guys have all just already seen it, so you're here. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. My first official show with the new name and everything else. Oh, that's why. All right. We're not scheduling it. All right. Let's try this again, boys and girls. No, can't do that. Oh, come on. All right. I guess. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's. What time is it gonna? It's 10:02. So let's do 10:03. Done. Schedule. All right. I just hit the wrong thing. All right, I hope there's somebody out there now that my link has gone live. Let's see. Hey, are there people? Look at you guys go. Thank you so much. Oh, my amazing, faithful viewers. Thank you so much for just hanging out and waiting till the show went live and told you that it was going on. Yeah. You all know this is Restream, which is freaking amazing. I love Restream, but when sometimes, and it hasn't happened in a while, I set the show up and then the YouTube link didn't click in and until I went live. So I was just playing with my buffer so that I could send out the link to anybody that wasn't on the ball, like Nancy and Robert and Uncle Hairball and JR and all you amazing people. And and Kyle's back. Hey, Kyle, thanks so much for joining us. All right. So it is official. Transmissions from the NX 7062 podcast. It's the new name. It's the new era. And we're going to talk about the new era in a second. Notice that I took the overlay away. It's now just cutesy little spaceships until I make a new overlay that says transmissions from her. I haven't decided what I want to do for my new overlay yet. But this is just a cute templated one. I thought I could turn them off, but you can't. You got to pick something. So this is what I picked. But it is time. The first thing we're going to do is the unboxing. This is not an official unboxing. If Magic Lasso were here, he'd tell me that I'm doing this all wrong. But Lasso has the luxury of taping his unboxings so he can speed everything up. I'm doing this live, so I did a bunch of shortcuts, like open one package. All right, there's two things. This first one is a big thank you to Nancy. This is going on the booth. How cool is this? Nancy, thank you so much for this. I am so excited. You guys have to see this. First of all, the reason I picked this particular one is because it's both battery powered and USB-C. So I'm going to use batteries so that I don't use up. I'm going to use are you ready for this? AA batteries. You guys remember AA batteries? This takes 3 AA batteries or a USB-C, and then it will light up. And I know it's all glare and everything, but it's so cool because it lights up. So I'm going to use this whenever I am at the booth. And if there's somebody that we're doing a live stream, this is going to be sitting there and it's going to be on. So everybody will see that we're live on air. How freaking cool is that? It is so retro, and I absolutely love it. Nancy, thank you so much. And for when those batteries die, I'll get the Energizer Bunny ones, but for all we know, I'm going to be doing a lot of live streaming. We don't know yet. So for when those batteries, keel over or the light isn't quite as bright, I got a power pack thanks to Dave Gregory. Thank you so much, Dave. This puppy's hefty too. But it's a battery pack, and it's got USB-C, and it's got a couple of basic USBs. And so it's absolutely perfect. Robert, see? Battery pack! Yay! So thank you so much, Dave. And just so I can explain so everybody understands, I have more than one of these. These are freaking awesome. If you're going to run a booth and you don't want to spend a gazillion dollars for the electricity, because any venue is going to charge you up the butt, then I have 3 of these now. So Dave, thank you. From one Leo to another, thank you so much. Dave and I have August birthdays that we're getting to celebrate while we're out there. But the thing is these also have a lifespan. So if I can use basic alkaline batteries in this puppy, and then save the battery packs for my Surface Pro and my phone and other electronics that I'm going to need to go live and talk to you guys, then doesn't that make the most sense? I'm sure it's not a battery vampire, but I want to save the battery. I want to save these puppies for the bigger ticket items, like I said, like my Surface Pro and my camera and all these other things. And then oh, Robert, that's awesome. When's your birthday? And then this puppy will just run on batteries. I think 3 batteries will probably last it for 4 days, but if not, I've got this as backup. The other nice thing too is obviously if this doesn't have a cord on it, the less cords you have lying around your table, the better. I have done booze. I've done booze except for the first 2 years. Oh, 13th. Ooh, 13th. So every now and then you and Jason Voorhees hang out, I guess. Right, Robert? But the less cords you have on your table, obviously, the better. So that's another reason why I want to keep this using the alkalines, because I can put that wherever I want, and it's not going to have cords running all over the place. But I already have got the booth design going on in my head. This is going to be front and center, Nancy. So thank you so much. Dave, thank you for helping power my booth. Dave, you're going to have to tell me, you're going to be in Vegas. Nancy, if you there you go. Actually, my parents got engaged on a Friday the 13th. So it's kind of lucky in my family too, Robert. You know what, JR? I actually do somewhere have the rechargeable, yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it's really not worth it. I would sooner just spend the money and just get basic energizers. And then if for some reason it sucks the power out of it, like I said, this puppy is not going to be on unless I'm actually broadcasting. If I'm just sitting at my booth, it's going to be off. So I think basic alkaline batteries will work totally fine. And then if they don't, then I've got plenty of, because these puppies are going to get charged every night. All 3. I have 3 now. So all 3 of these are going to get charged every night. I did update. So I don't think I need the 4th battery pack. There's another battery pack on my list. I think I'm going to take that off. But there's just a couple more things on my wish list. And one of them is this really adorable microphone that I really, 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 really want to get. Yeah, exactly. Only went on air. If it was going to be lit up, you know what? If it was going to be lit up all the time, then absolutely, that would be a really good idea. But if I'm on the air, then yep. So there's this really cute microphone that kind of looks like the logo, literally, but it plugs in. So I want to get that for the table, because I think that would be the perfect microphone for the table, because you can't I don't want to rely on the camera's mic, because there's going to be too much traffic going by. So assuming they don't stick me in some back of beyond corner. So there's that, and a square reader. Raymond Litster will tell you, I have somehow, and I do have a Square account. I actually have opened a couple of Square accounts. Somehow I have a disproportionate number of the old school Square readers that plug into the audio Jack on a tablet. I have like 5 of them. I don't know how, but they're a pain and they're swipies. So Amazon actually sells the chargers, not the chargers, the square things for the tap. So I would love to be able to tap because I am going to be selling merchandise at my booth. So Nancy has already picked Gifty as what she wants as a thank you. And since Raymond and I are working on merchandise, Nancy, I am going to hit you up and find out what kind of Gifty you're looking for because I have a couple ideas. So I'm going to run those by you. But Dave Gregory needs to tell me what he wants for the battery pack because anything that you guys get me for Vegas, I will be if you're in Vegas, you can be on my live stream. You'll be like Nancy, if you're not going to be there, Dave is going to be the first live stream. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Absolutely. Yes. I can get the tap from Square, but Square doesn't have an Amazon gift list. It's on my Amazon wish list. So, but thanks, Janine. Yep. So now that I just lost my train of thought. Gone out the window. I'm just so excited about this booth. Oh yeah, so Dave's got to tell me. Thanks, Nancy. Yes, time to hit that like button. And believe it or not, I am down to 199 people now. I don't know how, but I lost my 200 viewers and I'm not happy with YouTube because I know that they were real people. And I'm really upset right now. I'm really annoyed. Well, upset's the wrong word. I'm annoyed. So yes, hit the like button. Show YouTube I deserve to have at least 200 subscribers. Seriously. All right. So yeah, so the booth is really starting to shape up. I need to order. I know exactly the kind of banner I'm going to get and where I'm going to get it. So I've got banners. I've already got a table runner. I've got these fabulous buttons that JR made that are going to be giveaways. I may actually take some 8x10s. Who knows? But yeah, the booth is really starting to shape up. So I am really, 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 really excited about Vegas this year. And thank you again to Ed. I don't know if Ed's out there, but thank you again to Ed for helping make this happen. Okay, so Uncle Hairball needs subscribers too. So if you've already clicked subscribe for me, why don't you give Uncle Hairball a little love? That would be awesome. Huge shout out to Kitty Swink and John Billingsley and Jonathan Frakes and Armin Shimmerman and the rest of that Pan Can team. They raised a boatload of money for Pan Can. Purple Stride was this Saturday. Or no, it's coming up. Purple Stride is coming up this Saturday, and they've already broken record. They've already broken records. I forgot. I keep forgetting where. Thanks, JR. I keep forgetting like where I am in the calendar. Pan Can Purple Stride is this weekend, and they've raised like a shit ton of money. A shit ton of money. It's so awesome and so exciting. I'm like trying to figure out like the best way. That's a little bit better. They've raised a shit ton of money. Breaking records left and right. So congratulations to everybody out of Pan Can. I hope you have a fantastic Purple Stride. It sounds like it's going to be a fantastic event. So good luck to everybody and congratulations to the Trek team. Oh my God, Todd, that does not surprise me. That does not surprise me. Todd Stashwick is awesome. I would love to get him on this show. If anybody knows, I've talked to him a couple times. I don't know if I've talked to him enough to be like, hey, come on my show. That's something else I'm thinking about how I'm going to do business cards for the show. I'm thinking about getting a dot bracelet instead because it's like super cool. Like it's a bracelet and you scan it and it takes somebody to a website that has all your information. So it's totally downloadable. I love that idea. Okay. So huge congratulations goes out to the trekking team for Pan Can and all the money that they're raising for obviously a most worthy cause. And I wish everybody luck and no pulled hammies or anything while you're walking. Make sure you warm up, make sure you hydrate, make sure you take care of yourselves because Kitty and Armin are coming to Trek Long Island at the end of next month. And I am really excited. I've been dying to meet Armin Shimmerman. I am not going to lie. Ever since Beauty and the Beast, I have been dying to meet Armin Shimmerman. Kitty is amazing. I've become friends with their niece on Facebook, Amy Shimmerman, and she has nothing but amazing things to say about them. So I can't wait to meet them. So what I was talking about with Trek, with Vegas and everything. I was in Philly this weekend. I did hang out with some really good friends in Philly this weekend, and I also got some really good advice from someone that's leading me to reiterate something that I said last year about this time, actually. This is who I am right now. Transmissions from the NX 7062. This is my home. This is my love. This is my way of showing my love for all of the Star Trek community. I love you guys. I wouldn't be here if I couldn't sit and yap at you guys about Star Trek every week. And I love the support. I can't believe that I'm in a position where I have so many amazing people supporting me and actually hanging out with me while I sit here and yap at you on Monday nights. And you guys are amazing. And this is amazing. And it melts my heart. But this is it for me. This is all that I am. This is all that I'm concentrating on, is transmissions from the NX 7062. I have kind of been baby stepping my way into finding my own place in the Star Trek community. And I have met some incredible people along the way and done some really cool things that have gotten me some of the most incredible friendships that I never thought in a million years I would ever. Oh, thank you, Kyle. I have made some amazing friendships that that's so sweet. Thank you so much. That I wouldn't have had it not been for my resurgence of interest in Star Trek back in 2016. I wouldn't be sitting here with you guys. And like I said, I've done a lot of stepping stones along the way. Oh, thank you, Uncle Hairball. Yes, Chinmay with Stephanie. Although Chat Pack 2.0, I'll take. I do like Chat Pack 2.0. So no chin, don't hashtag Chinmay because I do love my Chat Pack 2.0. But that's cool too, JR. I love that. But this is where I am right now. I have stepped out of working with other people. I am not saying anything about the other people that I worked with. I am appreciative. The way I look at life, and I've looked at life like this for a very long time. Every relationship you've had, everything that you ever do in your life, even if you have to walk away from it, even if you move on, you always take something with you. That is just a life lesson. Even if it sucks, even if it's that boyfriend that you fucking hated, or that friend that completely stabbed you in the back, you're still going to take something away from that relationship with you. A life lesson that you've learned, a new way of looking at things, a better way of kind of vetting who you choose to be friends with, whatever it is. So everything that I have done within the Star Trek community up until this point right now has led me to where I am. And I am appreciative on one level or another of every step that I have taken within the Star Trek community. And the relationships that I've kept, those are the ones. Oh my God, Kyle, I love it. I love it. You are awesome. Chat Pack 7062. Why didn't I think of that? That is awesome. All right, that's the new thing. Because you know what? You can't do 2.0 in a hashtag because the period negates the rest of the hashtag. And Chat Pack 2 doesn't sound as good. So, oh my God, yes. Yes, make this happen. Chat Pack 2. Chat Pack 7062. That is freaking awesome. Thank you, Kyle. I'm gonna start putting that on my merchant. I know exactly where I'm gonna put that on my merchandise. Oh my God, Raymond is getting a text right after this is over. Anyway, so this is where I am right now, standing on my own 2 feet under the power of my own nacelles and my own warp core. This is it. This is me. Stephanie K in the NX 7062 is where I'm at right now. So I really felt like I just really want to acknowledge that this is like the newest chapter, and it's just me on my own, appreciative of everything that has happened in my life that brought me to this point. But I am just so excited to say, with my own booth in Vegas this year, that this is it. This is me finally finding my place. It's been a long road. No, I'm not going to sing it. If you want to hear me sing Where My Heart Will Take Me, and you're going to be in Vegas, come to karaoke. Come to Enterprise Karaoke, because I will put on my slip, it's my birthday, because it is literally my birthday, the opening day. So I will literally put on the slip, it's my birthday. It really does, Kyle. You're absolutely right. It's the most amazing community. Could not agree more. So if you do want to hear me sing Where My Heart Will Take Me, which I have done many, many, many times before, and I will put on the slip, it is my birthday, and I may put a little bug in a couple people's ears. Connor doesn't pick the names anymore. That's what sucks. When Connor was picking the names, I sang. Connor's not picking the names anymore. So he doesn't really have any control over it, but I might remind him it's my birthday and remind him and Dominic that it's my birthday, and it might happen. I don't know. Guys, cross your fingers. If it gets to be close to the end of the show and I haven't sung yet and you guys are all there, you should just start yelling, let her sing. We should start something. Anyway, because, it's my birthday. I want to freaking sing karaoke. Okay. So let's talk. Oh, Uncle Hairball, I'm sorry. I wish you could go. It's so amazing. It's like the most amazing experience. And I think everybody who is a Star Trek fan needs to experience it at least once or twice in their life. I've just been very fortunate that since 2017, except when they canceled, for COVID, I have gone every year. So I really appreciate the fact that I've been able to do it. And I really think it should go on any Trekker's bucket list. Just for one day, I'd see my Star Trek pals. And aww, JR, that is so sweet. For just one day. Aww, that's so sweet. Well, look who's here, Dave. You missed my big thank you for my battery pack. Thank you. Talking about Leo birthdays. It's right here. I love it. Thank you so much. Talking about how it's going to power my booth and potentially power my on-air sign if the actual alkaline batteries run out. See, my on-air sign. So, like I said, the QR code for the Amazon wish list is up. If anybody wants to jump in, like I said, anything that I get from my booth, at some point, you get a thank you. So, Dave, you got to think of what your thank you is going to be. Thank you, Dave. You are going to be in Vegas because we're doing the birthday thing with the 7th rule. Leos are the luckiest people. Sirach's birthday is August 17th. So the 7th rule celebrates August birthdays because they're so cool. So I can't wait. Can't wait for that. So, okay. Oops. Thank you for scanning the QR code. Like I said, there's only a couple things on there that I still need for Vegas, and it would just be awesome to get the help. And as a thank you, Dave, you could be my very first streaming guest in Vegas if you come by my booth. That is one thank you option. Yes, it was so much fun last year. Oh my God, why is her name completely escaping me? Who made our little faces for the little cupcakes? Oh my God, I feel terrible because she's amazing and her name right now is just out of my head. Dave, help me out. Oh my God, she's British. I know she's British and I cannot remember her name, but she put our little faces on cupcakes. It was awesome. Eve England. Thank you, Dave. Knew it was an E and I know it wasn't Elizabeth. Dave, thank you so much. Yes, Eve England was amazing. So thank you. Okay. So Dave, pick your thank you. If you want to be one of my streaming. Oh, that's awesome. I love that you put your kitty. I just remember Ryan's like, stay right here. He made such a big deal about me coming to the meetup and I couldn't figure out why. And I was busy, but I'm like, you know what? Ryan asked, I'm going to be there. So he's like, stay right. And I didn't think he literally meant don't move from the spot I was in. And I saw Melissa and I had to go say hi to Melissa. And then I saw the cupcakes and then like the whole surprise was blown. I'm like, but Ryan, how could I not go and say hi to Melissa? So I blame it all on Melissa because she's just somebody you have to go say hi to. So, all right. So disco. We are in the, as we all know, for you guys new, Kyle, you're new, so I'm going to explain this. For me, spoilers stop at about 48 hours after something becomes available. So if Discovery is available on Thursday, for me, spoilers stop on about Saturday. Anything after Saturday, if you can't watch it, I get it, but you can't blame anybody else for talking about it after about 48 hours at this point. That's how I look at it. So There will always be discovery discussions as long as it's going on. So there will be discovery discussions. And we're going to have one right now as soon as I read what Dave said. She kept the secret good. Oh, let me see. Hold on. She kept the secret good because she asked me where to go shopping because I was on the. Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't know she was getting the goods from there. Oh, that is so funny. One of the first years that I was there, my birthday was, I think, the day before, and I had access to a car. And Wendy and I, my bestie Wendy and I, drove around. We found a grocery store and we found Superman cupcakes. So we bought Superman cupcakes for my birthday. So we did a little something back in the room. And somewhere, it's still, I think, floating around in my luggage somewhere because it was so small, is the Superman. There was a little, one of the cupcakes had a little plastic Superman shield in it. And when you pulled it out, it was actually a ring. So yeah, I have a Superman ring from a cupcake from a couple of years ago. Probably third year at STLV, which would have been 17, 18, 19. Yeah. So yeah, it was 2019. Okay. So disco. I am the biggest fan of the wibbly wobbly timey wimey. So I loved the jumping around. I love. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We either have to watch within 48 hours or stay off social media completely. That's how I look at it. I mean, I feel like there should be a point where people try not to say anything, but I think after 48 hours, if you haven't had a chance to watch it, then it's on you. That, like you said, it's on you to like avoid it as opposed to the rest of us having to make sure that you don't see it. That's absolutely. So I love wibbly wobbly timey wimey. I love that Commander Raynor and Michael are butting heads like right off the bat. He's cutting her off. He's insulting her bridge crew. And she's like, come here. We all knew that he was going to have a problem transitioning from captain to commander. And I hope that doesn't stop because that is not something you get over overnight. Even if your captain is like, hello, you can't be doing this anymore. It's not your ship. It's still a transitionary period. I should have put more water in this. So I hope that it doesn't just stop. Because it's something that has it's not something he's going to get over overnight, and it's not something he's going to stop doing overnight. I loved that we bumped into 5 years ago Burnham to remember what she was like when we first met her. Now that the show's winding down, I think it was really great that that we revisited Burnham in the beginning. I thought that was really cool. And who besides me, while I was watching them fight, I'm like, she's gonna freaking nerve pinch her. She's not gonna want to hurt her. Vulcan nerve pinch. Let us remember that she was raised by Spock's parents. Come on. And there it was right at the end, Vulcan nerve pinch. So yeah, I kind of saw that one coming, and I thought that was great. I think it's great. I'm really curious about where the rest of the clues are. Now that we've kind of visited Trill, are we going to go to Andoria, or there's going to be like other places? We're going to get a little more nostalgia before the end. And we got a short trek reference with the dying computer or with the dying ship, which was freaking awesome. It was great. It was a great fighting scene, the way they were like mirroring each other, because you're like, y'all, if that doesn't tell you that you are literally fighting yourself, that she's literally counteracting every freaking move, yeah, that you couldn't figure out that it literally was you. Yeah, exactly. But that's true. I mean, that's exactly where she was when she was on board. She couldn't see herself. She didn't feel like she deserved to be there. And yes, that was the episode. I loved Calypso. That was one of my favorite short treks. And yes, I would love more short treks. I didn't like the animated ones, the short treks. Everybody got so excited about Trip being back for half a second, and I thought it was terrible. But the short treks that act like there were some really quality short treks. I don't know about anybody else out there, and I know that I've got new people, so I definitely want to say this really quick. I did not like the H. John Benjamin one with the tribbles. Did not like it at all. I'm sorry. They're cute and fuzzy and adorable, and I don't want to think of them as food. It's hard enough to watch Phlox feed them to his pets, but yeah, to like breed them as food, that just grossed me out. Very short treks were terrible. Yeah, some of them were all right. Some of them were all right, but some of them were just really freaking bad. Absolutely. Let's see. JR says, like the Kira Cisco abrasive transition, I like his demotion is kind of raw initially. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good analogy to make between Cisco and Kira. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's just gross, Kyle. It was just gross. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys have ever met her. This is Chachki. She's now my oldest cat. She was the third cat that I got. I fostered her for a friend who I promised his daughter that I would find her a good home because they took her in as a stray and couldn't keep her. And then I ended up thinking she was so cute and adorable, and I've had her since she was a kitten. And she's still a little stray. She still has this scrounging for food thing that she does. She's been here for over 10 years and she's got this scrounging for food thing. She was trying to eat the Belvitas. This little, first of all, Belvitas are delicious. Those crackers, they have like crackers and soft bakes. She is a good cat and a pretty cat. Warm kitty, soft kitty. Excellent, though. That's great. I love it. Tell her she is a good cat. Tell her she is a pretty cat. That's awesome, Kyle. I love that. I heard that in my head. I heard Data saying that in my head. That's awesome. But she's a little scrounger. Like these Belvita little cracker cookie things, they're delicious. The blueberry ones are fantastic with coffee. Anyway, version of a cat. That's funny, JR. It's really funny. Now I can't unsee that. So I'm trying to eat my little snack crackers, and she's coming trying to take them right out of my hands. I had to give her a little something. It's okay. It's awesome. See, this is the thing that you have to love about the Trek community. It's like, it's the little things, like I used a contraction and you knew that was wrong and the rest of us know too, and it's so funny. Anyway, yeah, so she's my little scrounger. Even though she gets fed, there's food all over the house all the time, and she still has to feel the need. Right after I got her, I had surgery. I was in a cast and I was sitting on the couch and my parents were here and we all got pizza, and she literally jumped up on my breakfast tray that I was using and just started licking all the pizza crumbs, all the crust crumbs off of my plate. She's awesome. And yeah, I've had her the longest out of all of them. She was my third cat. And I've had her the longest. She's outlived a lot of the boys. Okay. So there is a topic that we're going to discuss tonight. And you guys, thank you, whoever answered the poll. There were only 6 of you, but one person said they didn't like either. And then it was an overwhelming majority out of the 6. Technically 7. Somebody didn't click. They just said that they liked new projects with Star Trek actors as opposed to fan films. And I mean, that's the thing. Some of the fan films have Star Trek actors in new stories. I mean, Of Gods and Men had Walter Koenig. Renegades had a bunch of people in it, including Rico Anderson, who I hung out with on Saturday, who is amazing, who did my show back when it was an actual podcast, audio only. Rico's dying to come back on. He's been a Mocklin. He would be my second Mocklin. So I told Rico over the weekend he can come back whenever. We're going to work that out. Probably not until next season. But Rico's going to come on the show. He's fantastic. It's the first time we've met face to face. We're friends on Facebook. Ryan Husk introduced us so that I could have him on my show, but I've never met him. And we had so much fun hanging out on Saturday. I also hung out with Gigi Edgley, who is freaking cool. Yes, Star Trek Continues is really good. It's very well written. I mean, what was it? The first episode was a continuation of Who Mourns an Adonis with Michael, and I want to say in Sarah, and that's wrong, but they got the original Apollo back. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. But what won overall is Star Trek actors and new projects. And I get that because you know what? It's hard. Like Star Trek Continues is great, but you're seeing your favorite characters re-represented, you know, with other people. And that can be a little hard sometimes, you know, like who doesn't love William Shatner, and to see Vic do Kirk is a little disconcerting. But it depends. Like, do you want to see these YouTube? You can find it on YouTube, Nancy. Unless they took it down, that's where I was watching it. And Larry, Dr. Trek was Bones for a couple of episodes. So yeah, he got very nostalgic, and he actually brought in some Star Trek people, which was amazing. So, and listen, Axnar did it. Axnar sucks. They are terrible. They ruin fan films for everybody. But somehow he got JG and Gary Graham to reprise their role. Gary was Saval, but JG was somebody else. I don't think it was Martok. I don't remember. I didn't actually like Prelude to Axanar, believe it or not. And I'm glad I didn't, because I watched it a long time ago before I knew everything that went on with Axanar. But this is how I looked at it. I was thinking about this. As much as, you know, we all feel bad, you know, Enterprise ended way too soon. Discovery's ending, but we all have the novels. And that's, I think, where a lot of people can feel comfortable getting their fix of new stories, because then you've got your mind's eye, you're reading it. When I'm reading a Star Trek, when I'm reading an Enterprise novel, I hear Trip, I hear Archer, I hear Reed, I hear Hoshi, I hear them in the voices of the actors. And I hear them in the voices of the actors. I see them as the actors, as all these guys that are behind me. So the novels, I think, are better suited than seeing other people play the parts that we've grown to love because of the actors that portrayed them. That might be true, Robert, and I do know that there are ways to download things off of YouTube. I do not ever condone downloading anybody else's property off of YouTube to do. I mean, yeah, if you want to burn DVDs for yourself, I guess that's okay. But I have a thing, because, you know, they get credit when channels get credits when you stream. And if you rewatch things, if somebody went to all the trouble to create, somebody went through all the trouble to do something like that on YouTube, you know, it helps them when they get the views and the clicks on YouTube. So if you want to rewatch something, rewatch it on YouTube, to give them that extra boost and that extra watch, as opposed to downloading it. That's just my feeling about it, is that if you want to rewatch something, even if you can burn it, rewatch it on their channel, because that helps support. And I mean, look, you're talking to a YouTube creator, so that helps them support it. Oh, well, that sucks. Oh, does it? All right. As long as hey, listen, as long as it's official and you're not, because I do know how to download shit off of YouTube. As long as it's official, then yeah. If that's what they want you to do, awesome. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, is totally respect whatever the creators want. Because I just actually had this conversation with my boss about respecting YouTube creators and not using their content for certain things. Because I know, but if I don't, I've watched a couple episodes of Continue, was not aware of this, so thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that. Wow. The Romulan War stuff is awesome. And I am terrible with titles, but I finally read the Star Trek novel where you find out what happened to Trip, that he didn't die. I would literally have to go into my Amazon Kindle to tell you, but I think that they're all really good. There's only one that I wouldn't recommend, and it's actually the one that I haven't finished because it's so freaking boring. For those of you that remember the Enterprise episode Dead Stop, where everybody thought Mayweather died in an accident, but really he was becoming part of that computer that was actually fixing the Enterprise. There's a novel that has to do with, you find out who the creators of that station were, and that station was not an isolated one-off, that they were all over the galaxy, literally preying on sentient beings to run these computers, and that there were some planets that actually had it worked into their culture, that it was okay. Like, they literally swapped people out because the where, that's who they were, the where computers were running were helping them. So they're like, well, if this technology is helping us and all they want is for us to hook up a bunch of people so that they run, then yeah, let's do it. But there was something about it I just couldn't. The challenge with novels like this is the same thing with Star Wars, Star Trek, when there's such a huge universe, so that you've got different authors. I think everybody has a favorite author within the franchise novels. So, I mean, my problem with Star Trek novels is the first one I read was Imzadi, and I fell in love with it, but it set such a high bar for every other next-gen novel that I read that I just couldn't. I couldn't. There's a next-gen X-Men crossover that I read that was awesome. And then Q and Law was really good, where Lwaxana gets Q powers. But yeah, all the Enterprise novels I've read except for that one have been really good. There's one novel where you find out about there's one called Kobayashi Maru, which is fantastic, which I recommend. Yeah, and Imzadi too. Don't forget there was a sequel. Oh, right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. But you remember, JR, I actually did a show about rehashing scripts, and that some of the scripts have made their way through different. Let This Be Our Last Battlefield was rehashed in Enterprise, one of the third season episodes. Yes, absolutely. Highly recommend. The Good Men Do, Founding of the Federation. Just be careful, like, when you're researching it, because you don't want to start in the middle. I really recommend starting with like Kobayashi Maru, something that takes place like right after, because you do want to find out what happens to Trip and how he ends up where he ends up. And that I loved. I mean, I loved that. I love that because it made such perfect sense. And you're like, yes, Trip lives. Who cares if the novels aren't canon? Trip freaking lives. So I think that the novels work better than maybe a fan film when you want to continue your Trek stories, which leads into, yes, I would rather see my favorite Trek. The Great Rehash Browning. I love that. So yeah, I think that I get it, and I think I might have to agree that seeing our favorite actors doing other projects, especially if they're sci-fi projects, is way more fun. You've got Manhattan Transfer, which again is coming out. Let me get that QR code. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do them both. I'm just going to be covered in QR codes. There we go. All right. So the one up at top left is mine, but the one that just popped up is the backer kit for Manhattan Transfer, because we want to see this pilot, because we want to see some of our favorite Trek people doing new shit. I want to see John Billingsley play a character named Malcolm. Trip did not die. Justice for Trip. Trip lives. Abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I do agree it's hard to accept some of them visually as a TOS crew. Absolutely. Which, whether you like the Kelvin timeline or not, J.J. Abrams did go to a lot of trouble, as well as the actors themselves, to make us feel like these and even the original actors, you know, all gave nods to JJ's actors for bringing life. I mean, come on, you could not. Zachary Quinto and Keith Urban were fantastic in portraying those characters and making us feel like they were worthy inheritors of those roles. Exactly. That too. Yes, absolutely. Ethan Peck is very worthy as Spock. You're absolutely right, Kyle. Oops. So Dave Gregory is, wait, why isn't it coming up? There we go. So ready for Manhattan Transfer. I'm pushing for this like nobody's business. So glad it met the initial goal. That's amazing. Thank you for that update. Yes, he did. Absolutely. And yes, Keith Urban drool. I met him. I love this. I met him because my friend lost the autograph she got for her daughter in Vegas. And it was the next to last official TrekCon in New Jersey the Creation did. And I worked it. And Carl was there. So that's how I got to meet Carl. And he's fantastic. And who doesn't love an Australian accent? Who doesn't love an Australian accent? So yeah, the other thing I love, it's so great to see more than one Star Trek person, you know, like these little mini reunions where you watch TV or there's although I just noticed that, Dave, but Keith Urban's pretty drool worthy too. Let's not discount that Keith Urban's a little drool worthy, and they both come from Australia. So you can be forgiven for that, Dave. Absolutely. You can totally be forgiven for that. Anyway, so now that I just okay, so yeah, so there's these big projects. Unbelievable was a terrible movie, but it is to date the biggest project to get Star Trek actors together. It had like over 40 your double dip has over 40 Star Trek actors in it. It's the biggest project to reunite Star Trek actors. It's just a shame that it was terrible. I actually didn't watch it. I just know I heard from enough of the people that were in it that it was terrible. That it was one of those don't watch it, you'll never get those 2 hours back kind of deal. So yeah, didn't really get behind that too much. But I mean, it's great. It's always great that your favorite actors get work. So I'm not going to blame anybody for jumping into that movie and doing that movie. And Nichelle did it, so that's fantastic. But even like not even the big ones, but like the little ones, like Big Bang Theory had all those fun little reunions. Like Will Wheaton's party where he invited Brent Spiner, and then Brent Spiner opened Sheldon's data, which I thought was fantastic. I thought that was really good. So those are fun when they're playing themselves. Yeah, nope, JR. Nope. Can't do it. That's all I'm going to say about it. I will not refer anybody to that movie. I don't even know. I'm assuming it's still available, but I'm not going to tell you where to find it, where to get it. Nope. So, but it's also like the little appearances of Star Trek actors. For any of you that ever watched Leverage Renegades, Renegades, I got Renegades on the brain. Leverage Redemption. Leverage was a fantastic show. IMDb channel, which is now Freevee, picked it up and went for Leverage Redemption. And Gina Bellows I love her so much. But one of the hard no, yes, a very hard no for Stephanie. That's exactly right. But it's and Christian Kane's in it. And if anybody's ever watched Angel, you'll know who Christian Kane is. And it's a great show. And a couple of the main characters are Trekkies, and they had LeVar Burton come in for one episode. He played a librarian and just a mild-mannered guy. And one of the Leverage team made a Star Trek comment, and he looked at them like they had 3 heads, and he's like, "What that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's from Star Trek." And he's like, "What's Star Trek?" or something. I love those where they get the actors and has nothing to do with Star Trek. Just a completely new role, just a completely mundane role in just, guest spot in a TV show. But yeah, let's do that nudge, nudge, wink, wink thing. And I think that's always fun. So I do love seeing Star Trek, like somebody said earlier. Obviously we love these guys and we want to see them get work. It's just so much fun when somebody decides that the work that they want to give them is something like Manhattan Transfer, where it's a big reunion. It's science fiction and it's a big reunion, and we get to see them, doing sci-fi stuff again. But there are other things that are not science fiction. You guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't LeVar Burton go on an episode of NCIS New Orleans? I mean, I know he directed some things, but I think he was on an episode of NCIS New Orleans as well. So it's just like those little things where, like, even if they never mention Star Trek, even if there's nothing, it's just the fact that you're like seeing Scott Bakula and LeVar Burton in the same show is sweet. And as you all know, back to me talking about me, y'all know that that's one of the things that I love to do with my show is when I bring actors on, it's really important for me to introduce you to the other things that they've done besides Star Trek. Side transmission. Have you seen Brent's web series several years ago? It's a comedy. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Thank you for the side transmission. Absolutely. So every now and then another transmission can break in. It's totally fine. I've got Hoshi, monitoring the comms over there somewhere. You just can't see her. It's weird because it's all backwards. It's different than but if Tactical's over here, then Hoshi's directly across over here. So Hoshi's somewhere. But it's just fun to see them, and that's one of the things I love to do is I love to bring you guests who are Star Trek, who will talk to you about the other things that they've done and let you know, John, like the last time John Billingsley was on with Bonnie, we talked Hollywood Food Coalition because that's his passion. When I'm in STLV, yeah, I'm hoping that I can get one or two Star Trek people on, and I'm hoping we can talk about whatever for a couple of minutes. Anthony's got his memoirs coming out. In fact, his memoir is available, as I mentioned before. The opening day of STLV is when his book is going to be available. And a reminder for anybody that's planning on going, he is going to be there with his book. I do not know how many copies of his book he is going to have. If you want me to purchase a book for you, if you cannot make it to STLV, let me know. I will price it out for you. They have a FedEx store right on premises at the Rio. So if you want an autographed copy of Anthony's book, and you can't make it to STLV, send me a direct message and we can talk and I can see what I can do for you. And you just have to pay for the book and shipping and handling, and I will send it as, inexpensively as possible if you'd like. But like I said, there's a FedEx store that's right there. So easy breezy lemon squeezy to get you the book. Or don't want to say anything because I don't ever want to commit somebody to helping me without talking to them first, but I might also have another idea about shipping for that, but that would have to wait. But yeah, so if you can't make it to STLV and you want to have me get Anthony to sign it because maybe you want something a little more personal than whatever it is that he's signing if you pre-order it, let me know because I will be happy to do that for you. Like I said, I know he's bringing some. I don't know how many. As it gets closer, maybe he'll have a better idea and maybe I'll ask him then. But looking forward to hopefully having Anthony on the show. So you guys better hurry up and order it because you need to read it because that's going to be part of your summer reading list. Because the show is going to come back September 26th, whatever Monday is the closest to September 26th. That's when the show is going to come back. It is going on hiatus. May 13th is the last show of the season so that I can prep because I've got Star Trek Long Island with JG. And then that's it for me for the summer until I leave for STLV. All the other summer stuff that I do, their dates all changed and now I can't do them. Like Shore Leave. I love Shore Leave. I just had to cancel on Shore Leave because it's the weekend that I leave for Las Vegas. Because you guys know I always go into Vegas. I always go into Vegas early. So, unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to do both because, the hotel and everything else, I'm like, I'm not paying for I'm not paying for a hotel for 1 week and then doing the Rio. Yes, exactly. Crew, you have your captain has given you your reading orders. So let's read instead of let's fly. Let's read. Read. See, read. Yeah, exactly. Trek Condoroga, I have been threatening to do Trek Condoroga for the last couple of years. Would seriously have considered doing it this year. I'm in a better place to do a small convention. And they made it, what is it? It's the weekend before Trek Long Island. And I can't afford to do Trek Long Island and Trek Condoroga. Basically can't take off. Let's read. Love that. Yeah, there you go. Can't take off because I mean travel days I have to take off work. So can't take off work to always read alert. But I love that. Look at that. Read alert with an A. That's awesome, JR. We're coming up with like the best hashtags tonight. I should just post with a bunch of cool hashtags from tonight. So can't take off for 2 weekends in a row. So I have to skip Trek Condoroga, which is usually over the summer. Somebody owes somebody a Coke between you and JR, Kyle. You got to figure that out. So I have to miss Trek Condoroga this year. Have to miss Shore Leave this year, which sucks because that's how I met Peter Macon. I love doing the handler thing. So, you know, and like I said, I did at least get to hang out. It turns out my really good friend who I work Shore Leave with, she's not going to be able to do Shore Leave either this year because they changed the weekends. So, they're talking about next year having it at the same, the same time. And I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. And he may know that for having it the weekend before Vegas. He just couldn't, they had to switch venues because the one that they've been in for like umpteen years closed. So they switched to a new venue. So I'm sure the new venue, was like, yeah, I don't have that date in this short notice, so. It sucks because it was a Wyndham and I really wanted to check it out, but it is what it is. I literally looked at if I went to Shore Leave and then Sunday night, could I leave Shore Leave and catch a plane out of Philly and fly to Vegas Sunday night and just not come home? But there were no Vegas flights that were late, like that I wouldn't have had to leave Shore Leave prematurely. And as a handler, you don't leave a convention before your guest does. So that just wasn't going to work out. Okay, so I think I've said everything I need to say. So we do have the show with Hugh coming up in a couple of weeks. I want to triple check, which I forgot to do before I signed on for this. But Jonathan Del Arco, Hugh himself, everybody's favorite Borg, is going to be joining me on the show. It was supposed to be tonight, but he asked if we could postpone. And we are postponing till May 9th. So what is going to happen next week is I am probably going to start testing my Vegas equipment. That's going to be, so next week, believe it or not, is what, April 30th? April 29th. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. So April 29th, sorry, it's not May 9th, it's May 6th. April 29th is a test show. April 6th is going to be Jonathan Del Arco. And then the 13th. So next week and the week of the 13th, I am going to be doing tests. I am not going to be sitting here in my pretty office. Yes, we all love Jonathan Del Arco. He's amazing. So it's not going to be in the office. I'm going to be hooking up the Surface Pro. I'm going to be testing how well I can type on that. I can type on that keyboard, but can I type enough to keep up with the chats with you guys? I don't know. We're going to find out. So yeah, so we're going to be doing 2 test shows. I may be doing some more test shows over the summer. Haven't decided yet, but I definitely want to get everything in place so that it's beautiful and perfect, and cross fingers, hopefully, for Vegas, that when I stream, it's going to work out. And like I said, I can't wait. It's me standing on my own 2 feet, using my own nacelles, my own warp core, and under my own steam, and doing this, and it's fantastic, and I cannot wait. And please, if you can help, I would really appreciate it. There's literally 2 things right now on my Amazon wish list, and I think that's going to be it. I think everything else I can handle. Thanks to all of you amazing patrons. Thanks to Ed for helping me out with flights and everything. So I'm pretty good, except for like these 2 little things would just be a huge help. And like I said, anybody that gets me anything for my booth gets either an interview if they're going to be in Vegas or a little gifty. So, thank you, Dave. A little faith in the heart never hurts because it's been a long road. Which didn't Michael say that to herself? It's been a long road. It'll be a long road. And I'm like, oh, don't we all? New EPS conduits would be nice. Thank you, Kyle, for agreeing with Dave. That's awesome. So check out the gift list if you can. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, just be ready to she did. Yeah, exactly. It's been a long, and that was on purpose. It'll be a long road. That was totally on purpose. I'm like, say something like getting from here to there. Say it, but it was enough of an Easter egg. I was happy with it. Yep. So I will see you guys next week for STLV Tech Test 1. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Would have had to have been from here to there than there to here, but yeah, I was waiting for it too. But I'll take whatever enterprise references I can get. So I was just happy she said it'll be a long road. Because that was totally on purpose. So guys, thank you again so much for letting this transmission fly into your various devices. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you guys do for me. I can't say enough. I wouldn't be here without you. Y'all have a great night, and I will catch you. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Nancy. You guys all have a great night. I will see you next week. And until then, oh, here comes Tchotchke. Oh, don't step on the keyboard. Hold on a second. Okay. Tchotchke completely ruined my sign off. Exactly. Hashtag chatpack7062. I will see you next week. Until then, maybe I will be seeing you around the galaxy.
You've been listening to the NX706